All right, what's going on, people? Welcome to another installment of Tony's Take. All right, we got a new format change here. YouTube is pulling some stupidery, you know, and okay, because it seems like all our videos, or at least the recent videos that have gameplay, have been demonetized. So I'm like, okay, let's change that up a little bit, because obviously Tony's Takes always have video, you know, like a video game and then me talking about it. Now we're not going to do that. Now we're going to do this shit, you know? So if there's not any fancy edits, because usually I edit out ums and you knows and all that shit. None of that there. I'm going to leave all that shit in there, you know? So we're going to try this new format, and we're going to talk about some bullshit right now, man. All right. And again, this is one of those things like, yo, I leave the crib for like a couple hours and the world explodes. The fuck? So basically I had people hitting me up like, yo, Tony, man, like, you know, we gonna do Tony's Take today? You gonna do Tony's Take today? I'm like, I'm in the city, man. What the fuck are you talking about? They sent me this link. Bullshit, son. So EA has shut down Visceral Games. EA shuts down another studio, right? So I'm just gonna read this shit to you, right? This is by Jason Schreier today. Jason Schreier, one of the... Look, you guys know how I feel about Kotaku. I'm not a big fan of Kotaku. Jason Schreier, this dude is a real fucking journalist. Like, there's not... I'm just being honest right now. Not a lot of video game journalists out there. You know, this dude, he does the work, you know. Mad shout out to Jason Schreier. All right, so he says, EA is shutting down Visceral Games, the studio behind games like Battlefield Hardline and Dead Space. Right? This is where it gets... Oh, my God! All right, this is where, like, I'd lose it. The Star Wars game in development at Visceral will be revamped and moved to a different studio, EA says, although it will now be something completely different. All right, before I go on, you know, you see me getting messages. Okay, if you guys know me, you know I've been hyped as shit for the new Visceral Games Star Wars game, right? Mainly because Amy Hennig was directing it, right? You know, she worked on Uncharted, she worked on Legacy of Kain, all that shit, right? This woman is one of, like, she's a legend, basically, in the industry, right? Tells great stories, great characters, all this shit, right? So I'm like, she's gonna bring that to a Star Wars game? That's gonna be fucking nuts. You know, I remember there was an E3 from, like, 2 years ago, right? They were showing Battlefront, actually. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, but can we get the Amy Hennig game? You know, now... we ain't getting shit, you know. That's oh, man. Let me just keep reading. I'm really annoyed right now, man. All right. Our Visceral Studio has been developing an action adventure title set in the Star Wars universe. EA's Patrick Soderlund, forgive me if I'm butchering your name, bro. Patrick Soderlund said in a blog post, in its current form, it was shaping up to be a story-based linear adventure game. Throughout the development process, we have been testing the game concept with players, listening to the feedback about what and how they want to play, and closely tracking fundamental shifts in the marketplace. It has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to and enjoy for a long time to come, we need to pivot the design. You know where this is going, right? All right, Soderlund added that Visceral will be ramping down and closing down, and that we're in the midst of shifting as many of the team as possible to other projects and teams at EA, you know. Lastly, he said, well, we had originally expected this game to launch late in our fiscal year 2019. We're now looking at a new time frame that we will announce in the future. All right, this is what I'm getting out of this, right? Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it seems like, you know, this game... I don't know. Here's the thing. It's like a chicken or the egg thing. Like, what came first, right? The cancellation of the game or the cancellation of the studio, right? But basically, it seems like this game is going to be a single-player focused action-adventure game, right? And now they're like, we want to shift to something else. It's probably going to be, you know, they say it in this same article. They want to make it, like, at least this is what Jason said. He's like, he's expecting it's going to be one of those, like, games as a service type of things. Think... you know, like every game coming out this fall, man. Microtransactions, loot crates, that type of nonsense, right? So here's an update. Here's part of an email that was, you know, Kotaku got that Soderlund offered more details of the Star Wars game. And it was codenamed Ragtag. A development team from across worldwide studios will take over development of Ragtag, led by EA Vancouver teams that has already been working on the project. Steve Anthony will lead this team, and we will use much of the work that has been done to date by Visceral. The assets of Ragtag that have already been built, will be the foundation of the new game. So they're basically taking the leftovers of the game to build into this new model. This, I'm guessing, I don't even, it's not pay to play, pay to win, pay to play or whatever, but you know what I'm getting at, right? Basically microtransactions, Destiny, Destiny type of shit. Shadow War, Forza Motorsport, World War II, Call of Duty. Every game has this nonsense now, So Jason Schreier says, it's safe to presume that the new incarnation of this Star Wars game will involve games as a service elements, as has been EA's mandate for quite some time now. Completely agree with that. That's what's going to happen now. They want people to keep putting money into these games, and so they can keep, like generating streams of revenue, right? All right, so here's where it gets crazy. EA was not clear about the status of longtime Uncharted director Amy Hennig, who joined Visceral to direct this Star Wars game after she left Naughty Dog in early 2014. In an email, an EA spokesperson said, "We are in discussions with Amy about her next move." So we don't know what's happening with this woman. She's still going to be working for EA. I'm assuming they didn't fire her, but I mean, I'm not going to speak to her, what she may be thinking, but I would imagine she must be, kind of annoyed by this. She's been 2014, right? She's been working on this game for a long time, and now the game ain't going to exist, And then lastly, Jason finishes it off with, "I've been hearing rumors for quite some time now that Visceral Star Wars game was in trouble and that studios across EA were brought in to help give it vision and direction. Now the game is no more." That last part is interesting, though, because I didn't realize that the game was even in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. It sucks. Again, I've been hyped for it. A bunch of people have been hyped for this. Now the shit, no more. It sucks. And, you got to look at the whole bigger picture here, right? Dead Space, one of the greatest franchises of last generation. That's it, Battlefield Hardline, I know people like those games. That's it. No more of that, And then, if you take, the totality of EA, right? We started on Earth. We're in the solar system. Now we're going to go to the universe, right? Mass Effect, that's on ice, right? We don't know what the hell's going on with Burnout, And fucking, I know I'm missing another game. It's like all these games are just gone now, It's sad. Like, EA, what are you doing, And, just speaking for me personally, and this is coming from a guy who I get a lot of fucking messages, son. But this is coming from a guy that basically, I think the Throwing On fellows are actually talking about this too. I'm not going to, show you our private conversation, though. Now I'm losing my train of thought. I'm going to let these guys go. So basically, yeah, they're talking about it, Oh, man. Yeah, EA. Okay, here's what I was going to say. I remember on one of the early versions of The Throwdown, right, we were asked, what's your favorite studio? And I said, without even questioning it, EA is my favorite studio, right? Because at that time, they had Burnout, they had Need for Speed, they had Mass Effect, they had Dragon Age, they had fucking Dead Space. They had all this shit. Now, Dragon Age is like the only one. That's like the only game I could personally get hyped about now. Mass Effect is gone. Andromeda, I liked it, but it wasn't that good. Burnout is, who knows, Need for Speed, I like Need for Speed, but I don't buy every game. I buy kind of every other game or every other game, No more Dead Space. Man. Man, I don't even know what to say. It's like, I think Manny said something like, "Yo, man, I hope people don't buy the new Star Wars game just to, as a protest to this." I'm not gonna advocate for that, but it's like, why, man? Why? Fuck, man. I don't even know what to say. I think this video is going on too long. I'm very upset right now, man. Very, very upset. So, expect us to talk about this on the road now. This is gonna be the lead topic, son. This is crazy, man. Anyway, that's it for this Tony's Take. I hope you guys, appreciate or like this new format. Again, we're getting demonetized for gameplay footage videos, so it's like, okay, let me just do this shit instead, And also, as I've noticed that our numbers have been going down, even though we have more subscribers, our view counts have been going down. Maybe it's because of YouTube's algorithm. I don't know, but either way, just please, if you're subscribed, or if you're going to subscribe, hit that bell, you know, rock it like the Wu-Tang Clan, you know, so you'll get notified and shit, you know what I'm saying? And always spread the word of Throwdown, man. We always appreciate that. All right, that's it, man. I have a feeling this thing's gonna blow up even more, man. I expect, because this shit hit in the afternoon. This shit's gonna blow up come tomorrow. Watch, you know? So if there's any updates, I'll keep you updated, man. All right, so that's it for this Tony's Take. Once again, I was Tony, and I'll see you next time. Later.